欢迎来到我的频道，我是陆羽。由于最近新型冠状病毒的爆发，纽约和加州的很多米都被抢光了。然后今天早上呢，我去了附近的一家亚洲超市，发现里面的米确实只剩1/10。然后这让我想到最近很流行的一句话，叫做中国人囤米，美国人囤枪。现在中国人囤米是真的，那美国人囤枪是真的吗？然后下午呢，我去了一家附近的枪店，采访了一位叫做 James 的雇员，我们来看看他是怎么说的。
But the coronavirus specifically has not affected sales at all. Zero. No, hasn't any, no more, no less. It's the same. More of our concerns in the gun community and is like Democrats saying we're going to take them. Like Beto O'Rourke when he said, "Oh, we're coming for your ARs and your AKs." That was a lot of people came in. Whenever we get a Democratic president, people are scared they're going to try and get stricter or take them away. People come in and get them, load up. Anytime there's like a threat of war or for some exuberant reason we might get invaded, they will go for that. Any kind of impending violence or threat of taking them away is usually what will do it. The viruses stuff, people aren't really prepping for that. No. Like we were speaking earlier, I don't think it's that scary of an issue at the moment. Like we went through bird flu, we went through mad cow disease. There was a lot of outbreaks that popped up that kind of fizzled down to nothing after the hype went away, after like a month or so. So I think that's what's happening again. It's another situation where something's popped up, they make a big deal about it, and it'll die, and you'll never hear about it again in like a month or two. And some people profit off of it. Supermarkets, gun shop. Yeah, some gum. I guess some gum shops do, depending on the scenario. And then, like I said, it just dies. Nothing happens. No, from what I've been reading about and doing some research with some doctors, some websites. Really, their only concern is people who are at risk, people with respiratory issues, elderly people, and babies or children. So if you're pretty much healthy, from what I've read, you're probably going to be fine. Even if you get it, you just got to wait it out, deal with the symptoms, and move on. I don't. I think there's no seal on them. There's nothing airtight to your mouth. There's no filters. It's just a very thin piece of cloth that you have wrapped around your ears to your face. I don't think it does a whole lot to save you from anything.
My opinion is that the reason why people wear the mask is because they don't want to stop the spread of the disease. They don't want to cough. They don't want to sneeze out into the air. So if you get a mask, you put that on, that'll contain the virus to you. Won't spread it to somebody else. So that's what I see when I see masks. But in the US, it's you don't see that so much. I think in China, when we see videos from China, people are walking around like it's nonchalant that they normally wear masks in China. I don't know why, but I guess that's their thing, I guess. You know what I mean? So that's what I see.
So if you see a guy on the street wearing a mask right now, so you definitely think he's sick.
Yes, that's my opinion.
I would probably think in any time, and this is a little bit more extreme because of this outbreak that they got going on, but even if it was not going on, I would probably think he was sick. Like he was saying, trying to keep it from spreading. That's what I would assume when I see that. Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Because you could wear that mask all day and you're touching people and you're touching things and it's all over your hand and you're touching your phone. Probably clean your phone too. And then you're putting that to your face and you're touching your face when you go home if you're stressed out and now you have it all over. You wash your hands when you go home, carry hand sanitizer, wash your phone.
Yeah.
That's probably good.
I think if you're sick, you should wear the mask.
Yeah.
Hands down. Just wear the mask when you're out in public. Maybe in your own home might be a different story, but when you're out in public, you know, wherever you're going or whatever, so you should wear a mask.
If you're trying to avoid getting
if you're sick already.
Yeah. If you're trying to avoid getting sick, wash your hands.
Just find a vaccine so that they can take care of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you can do, really.
Besides quarantine, I mean, if it's already spread over the whole country, there's not a whole lot they could do. Just hurry up and figure it out. That's the best thing I would say. Tell the CDC, put in double time, figure it out a vaccine or something.
Yep.
But I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't
Not
either.
this year.
I don't either.
So just avoid public spots or whatever, you know what I mean, until you find out that the virus has been slowed down.
Yeah.
Or non-existent, you know. Because I mean, if you go to like a concert, I mean, there's a lot of people there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so how many people have it there, and how many people are they spreading it to? You can make your own discretion about whether you want to go or not, you know. But it would make sense to stay away from public spots to find out once the virus slows down that maybe you'd be able to go do whatever you want to do.
I think the best thing is for the government to handle it before it starts. Instead of reacting to it, they tackle it ahead of time, do what they're doing. Anyone that they think's contaminated, they contain them, figure it out, and then release them or do whatever they got to do. Keeping it from spreading is going to be the ultimate fix to the situation, because once it's all over the country, it's going to be a mess. If it's really as bad as they're making it seem. Other than that, yeah, just be on top of it before it starts, and now they'll save the world of trouble for everybody. I think the biggest issue is going to be for like the nurses and the hospital staff. If none of them have masks, that's a great way to spread it, because they're going to go home with it and give it to everybody else. And then they're going to give it to everybody else.
True.
So, you know, like we said, we don't really think those masks do a whole lot in public. If they do good enough in the hospital, then use them in the hospital, but then let them have it. They should get at it first, because they need it more than we do. They're way more likely to get infected by something if they're dealing with it on a daily basis than people that are just taking a chance out in public. Especially right now, you're most likely not going to get it if you haven't traveled outside the country, or if you're dealing with someone you know is infected. Those professionals are going out of their way to treat those people that are infected, so they should probably get it first. I think that will happen in phases. First phase would be people looting, like supermarkets, Walmarts, supply stores. That's where everything is. They're not going right for people's houses. They're going to go do that. And then once those supplies start running down, that would be, and this is such an extreme scenario, that's when people would start going at other people's houses. And that's when you'd really, I mean, from the jump, you'd want to have guns and everything ready, but it wouldn't be right away if shit hit the fan. It would take a little while.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, I don't either. No, it would be. I don't even know what it would take to do that.
Yeah, totally.
In isolated situations, I've seen it, like Louisiana when they got hit with the hurricane. But that's an extreme situation. They were smacked overnight and were not prepared, and people needed things, but they weren't, to my knowledge, going after people's houses and property. Like I said, they were raiding like businesses and stuff like that to get supplies. So that's my theory. Essentials: water, any kind of dry food, canned food that could last for a long time. If you don't have any heat or anything to cook with, then you don't really want to get any raw food. I'm not any kind of prepper, but this is just my opinion. Any kind of sanitary napkins, toilet paper, stuff like that. Okay. Things you're going to need or you want for at least a little bit while longer. Yeah, gasoline if you can get it. The panic. Absolutely the panic. The virus, to my knowledge, could be contained. It could be cured and it could be treated. Well, not cured, I guess, treated. You have to ride it out, to my knowledge. But the panic will be the worst thing. Everyone's going to run out to the stores. There's going to be traffic. There's probably more accidents. Everything's going to be out. Prescriptions might be out. People raiding drugstores, taking all the Advil. People might need that and they can't go get it because of this panic. And it's just going to sit in someone's drawer or someone's closet. They're not going to use it. I think keeping it under wraps and contained as long as possible without jeopardizing the public's health should be done. I would do that if I was in that situation because, like I said earlier, if you don't need to get everyone in a hurry or stir everything up, and you could solve the problem and everyone's still fine afterwards, there's no reason to get everyone all worried about it, freaking out.
以上呢就是 James 对新冠状病毒的看法，他说的非常中肯，我也相信这是大多数美国人的看法。如果您有什么看法的话，可以请在下方留言，我们大家可以一起讨论。下一期 James 会给大家介绍适合新手的家庭防御武器。如果感兴趣，可以点击订阅以及打开小铃铛，就不会错过我们下期内容。I love ya! See you next time!